Moving on to Geogan Rising. This is when I started collecting Reboot Bakugan, and they brought one of the worst parts of the Legacy back. Geogan. Well, they used to be called Traps, but they're called Geogan now. They're basically just traps, but again, they like replace one of your Bakugan. God, I don't know. I don't like these things. I'm not gonna lie. I would like to get over this as fast as I can. Although I will give them credit, the toys are very cool. They make some pretty cool models with them. Just not a big fan of excessive pieces on the side. The gimmick of this year was obviously the Geogan, and I don't think they had a second one like they did with Armored Alliance. I want to say it was just this. Oh, that's not true. They had Elemental Bakugan, which I don't have until later in the video, but we will go over them and we'll go over the diamonds as well from Battle Planet. So yeah, that's the other gimmick, I suppose, but it's not really its own gimmick. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Oh no, I'm gonna have to do this again. No. Dude, this sucks. Jesus. Alright, that was a little better. Still not great, but could have been worse. Surprise, surprise. None of these are very good. I mean, this is a +6 Fire Fist and some shields, I guess. Gate cards, yay. So this is a bit of a scam. It says unbox and brawl again, but that's incorrect. You cannot unbox and brawl. That is just complete farce. That is lies. You've been deceived. They give you 4 regular Bakugan and 2 Geogan, which is not enough to even play the toy battling game. You need 3 on each team, 3 regular Bakugan. The Geogan do not count as regular Bakugan. They're just kind of side pieces on the side. It's your side hoe. It's not your main bitches. These are your main bitches. These are your side hoes. Anyway, it's fine. It's whatever. You know, just get 2 more singles and you're good to go. You can play the baby game. But I will give them credit. It's very cool that they made it have every single faction. You have Pyrus, Akos, Darkus, Ventus, Chaos, and Arliss. Did I mention that Arliss was a thing in Battle Planet? I don't have good memory, man. But yeah, these are the Geogons. It's weird that they chose to put both the squares or cubes as the Geogon. But I mean, I guess. Can you make Titan King ride him? Oh yeah, that's cool. Oh yeah. Now it's badass. I take everything back it's said about Geogon. They're awesome. But yeah, let's get right into the character cards. This is Fennica. Chaos. Comes with a Fire Fist, Green Fist, 700 base B, and 1 base damage. Garbage. Although this does have one of the best Ultra models ever. But by far one of the best Ultras and models in general from Geogan Rising. Geogan Rising may have not done a lot of things right, but they did get a lot of cool molds down. Like all of these are solid molds. I think the worst one's probably Falcon, but even then, he looks just fine. It's a bird, and you can easily see that. But while it lacked in creativity and TCG support, it did not lack in bad Bakugan. Here's Aqua Sharktar. He comes with a shield and a green fist, 500 base B, 6 base damage, and a Victor draw 1. Good luck winning with that, bastard. And here's probably the only good Bakugan in here. Uh, good, heavy quotations. But Darkest Oxidox? Oxidox. I don't think I've ever said that out loud. Comes with 2 orange shields, base 200B, 8 base damage, and on a green, or sorry, not green, orange shield, you get plus 600B. So you could get up to 1200B, which is cool, but I mean, it has 8 base damage, so you're better off just borrowing a Fire Fist and get up to 14 damage. Then we got Ventus Falcron, double green fists, 400 base B, 1 base damage, and on a green fist you get plus 500 B and plus 5 damage. Now, these are Geogan cards. So the way Geogan cards work, before I get into the card, not character card, just a card. The way it would work is, you say you got your Bakugan there. Say this is your buddy's Bakugan. You're getting your ass kicked. You're dying. You're dead. You play a Geogan card, and you have a really cool skill check where you just drop the fucking thing from like 2 inches off the table, and if it lands, you got a new powerful buddy on the team. It's basically like a get out of jail free card, except you need to do a very stupid skill We're gonna pretend like I didn't miss that or that. Dude, what the fuck? There we go. It's basically a get out of jail free card, but you have to do a stupid drop, and you get a busted Geogan. So now instead of this weakling on the field, you have this Giga Chad on the field. For energy to play him, you need 1900, or he comes with 1900 B and 5 base damage. Obviously, a lot stronger than a regular Bakugan. That's kind of the point. They're really strong, but you need to actually draw them, and they're kind of like just get the fuck out of here. I need to win or I'm gonna die kind of play. They're not very fun in my opinion. I mean, some of them are kind of cool. The toys are great, that's for sure. I not these Both of these are really good. I can't actually think of a Geogon that doesn't look great. Maybe Drill, he looks a little goofy, but that's not really the problem. The problem is you need the stupid thing to actually use them, which sucks. And the only reason why I don't use them really, I probably would use them if I didn't need the toy, but you need the toy. Honestly, just take out the stupid drop test thing and just let them you play let people play it normally without the toy. I'd be completely fine with it. I'd probably use it, but I just don't like all this clutter on a deck. It's something that they did really well with the gears. It's something really they really did really well with nanos in the upcoming year. But just for some reason, they thought, you know what? Let's make them use the toy for whatever reason. But enough of my bitching. Let's go on to Arcelion. Arcelion? Arcelion. 1 energy to play, 900 base B, 2 base damage, and he comes with innate double strike, which is kind of cool. This one's really cheap. Usually the best ones are the cheap ones. But yeah, not much else to say about Geogan Rising. It's when I started collecting this reboot Bakugan. Uh, I saw these on the shelf, and I'm like, God damn it, they did it again. But I, of course, bought some because I'm a sucker and I'm a consumer. But, it's not a bad year. I wouldn't say it's one of the worst years. Absolutely not. It's the TCG's lack of TCG support definitely sucked. If it had some TCG support, or a little bit more at least, then it would have been probably better in most people's eyes. If they used the gimmick a little bit better, if they played with that around and make sure you didn't actually need the toy, people would appreciate these more. But I know a lot of people have a problem with them. I have a problem with them. But hey, it's at least this is where they stopped. They're like, you know what? That was terrible. Never do it again. For now, we'll just move on and make sure I don't have any more Geogan Rising stuff. Okay, yeah, no, I don't. We'll move on to evolutions. We kind of already went over some evolution stuff, so I won't go too much in depth to it. I think all I'll do is show off this. If it will stand up. So yeah, we kind of already went over evolutions early. It showed the Nanogon, which they're little pieces that are on the side. You don't need the toys actually. I don't know why I said pieces. They're extra. They're on a side deck, and you need cores, certain cores, to use their effects. They were a cool gimmick. They were a little overtuned in my opinion. I think they should only limit it to like one Nanogon a game. But the weird thing is they have the energy symbol in the back, like they're supposed to just go into your deck, but they don't. So didn't really make too much sense there. But the other gimmick they had is platinums. They're just Bakugan with metal in them. There's nothing else to it. They're my least favorite gimmick. I would like to go over this year very, very quickly. I'm saying that like I don't like this year. I loved Evolutions. It had so many good models as well. It had okay colors, some were hit or miss. But they did a lot of things good in Evolutions, and yeah, I will not say too much shit about Evolutions. It was a fine year. Let's just go over these. First Dragonoid of the video, which is pretty stupid. I should have got a Dragonoid from earlier years because I mean he's the main guy. You know what? Hindsight's always 2020. Let's just move on. All right, let's get into these dragons. Cores. There's a good Helix core, 600 -3. Everything else is not great. No. Okay, cores are done. Great. Gate card. Yeah, the Dragonoid one. How cute. Whatever. Oh, this ain't good. Oh, that's not good. Starting off with the Dragonoid model. This is the one they kind of went with as his regular model. It's the one that's from Geogan Rising. But they were like, damn, this shit's good. Let's use it again for this year. And everyone said, okay. Except this time he's metal. He has some cool decals on him. on the wings here and on his tail. The gold looks a little goofy, but I don't mind it entirely. Really good model, definitely one of his best cores. But in terms of this card, Platinum Dragonoid comes with Helix and the Green Fist, 500 base B and 1 base damage. And on a Helix and Green Fist, you get plus 1000 B. This one's actually one of my favorite Bakugan to use, just because I find using two cores to get a big bonus really fun. I think it's challenging but rewarding. You can get up to, I'm not doing the math, a lot. It's around 2000 B power if you get if the stars align and you get everything right. It could be very powerful. All right, so here's the problem. How do I explain this? So this is Dragonoid Neo, worst model from the entire fucking franchise. Um, yeah, he's a different mold of Dragonoid, but it's like a different form. I think they had like speed forms and strength forms and evolutions. I didn't watch the show, so I haven't watched the show. I won't watch the show. So yeah, this is his speed form, something like that. I could be wrong. I'm definitely wrong. Doesn't matter. This thing sucks, but that's not the problem. It is a problem. Just it is the wrong damn card. Okay, I don't know how to put this lightly. This isn't the right card. The quality control in Bakugan hasn't always been the best, to say the least. A lot of times the wrong card is in the wrong pack. A lot of times the wrong Bakugan's in the wrong pack. A lot of times the wrong things printed on the cards. A lot of times the wrong things printed on the box. The QA is not very great on Bakugan reboot. I don't know if it was that Grand Legacy. I was a little fetus. I don't remember too much. I just know it's not too great in the reboot. I hope they fix things in G3, but yeah, this is for Dragonoid Evo, which is another form, because it's not Dragonoid without 17 fucking different forms. But if I find the correct character card for Neo, I'll put it up on screen right now. But I guess you could look at Neo. I'm not gonna go over it. In evolutions, they introduced the Moon Runes, which are just like core control effects. They're bullshit. It's kind of why I don't like evolutions. Platinums and the moon runs are my only two gripes with evolutions. Everything else was beautiful about the year. Oh, I forgot to mention the capstone thing from year three. It was like a Maximus Dragonoid type of thing. I think it was called Geoforge Drago or something. They have capstone items at the end, around the end of each Bakugan year. Yeah, the Maximus thing was pretty cool. I don't hate it. The models are a little jank, but altogether they look pretty cool. But for this year, this is mainly why I love Evolutions. The capstone was really cool. The Genesis collection. It had 6 Bakugan in it, and it had 2 Nanos in it. They were exclusive models, which kind of sucked. I wish they used those models more. They were really cool, but they're exclusive models to that set. It came with these cool stands. They're really cool. I wish they made those like separate. I wanted a bunch of them. It was a cool capstone item because it had what we actually use in the game. The first 2 years they were like kind of action figure things. I think the second one, or both of them, actually came with an exclusive toy, but you need to pay an overpriced amount just for that toy if you wanted to use it in the game. But with the Genesis collection, it's all just Bakugan that you could use. And Nanogon, I don't think the Nanogon were that great, but it had pretty good Bakugan too. Like I'm pretty sure more than half of them were great. But the big thing were the Genesis Bakugan. No, these things are fire. I don't have them with me right now. I'm pretty sure they're packed away. Did I mention they moved? It doesn't matter. The Genesis Bakugan were light up Bakugan. It's not the first time we've seen light up Bakugan. Wow, I need to stop talking so fast. It's not the first time we saw the light up Bakugan. Okay, not that robotic. They're light up Bakugan. You open them up, they start flashing lights. They're called the Pride Bakugan for a reason. They flash damn colors, and they were really cool. But yeah, that's evolutions in a nutshell. Let's move on to legends. I almost forgot. I just have this pack. This was my white whale from Evolutions. It was the only chase Bakugan I didn't have. Finally found it at what do you know, Ross. I don't know if there's more anymore. I checked recently. I didn't see any. You could be lucky and check your stores if you want one. But yeah, they had diamonds all the way starting from Battle Planet. They're just cooler and rarer versions of regular Bakugan. I love them. They're great. Special treatment. Still prefer Pearl, but I don't mind it. They brought back Geogan as well, and I just have this thrown in here. Um, Wonder if you could guess where I got this one from. Yeah, a bunch of different evolution stuff that I haven't bothered to open. It's been a rough year. I haven't had time for Bakugan, but now I do. So I'm opening all this garbage. Now with all the way gone to last year Legends, which was, to say the very least, a very very big stinker. I probably could have used these in the thumbnail too, but it's too late. I already took the thumbnail pictures. I'm not gonna do all that. So anyway, this is an elemental and this is a diamond Troxixsaurus and diamond Maxtor X Zentar. Oops. For Legends, they brought back fusions and actually made them good. Well, some of them at least, which is cool because again, I love fusions, and I thought that they were going to bring back all the gimmicks for this one year, which they kind of did. They had ultras from older years. They had models from older years. They had these back. There was Geogon in the Legends pack, and I don't know if platinums were still a thing. I don't remember. I don't think so. Doesn't matter. I don't have a Nova on me. I don't have a new one to open because there's only like three of them, and I've opened like half of them on video already. So yeah, that was a big gimmick, but they're not as cool as Genesis Bakugan. Don't worry, you're not missing out on much. Some of the molds were a little stinky too. There's only like two good ones. I have a lot of gripes with this year, if you couldn't tell already. I haven't even opened these bastards, and I still am complaining. I'll just open them first. How about that? All right, let's get into these. So this is the Troxexaurus. It's Arlis Ventus. So with the new fusions, they made them fuse with cores instead, which made them a lot more viable, especially the actual good ones. This is not one of them. Spoiler alert. Comes with a innate reroll, and on a helix it fuses 200 base B, 1 base damage, abysmal base stats, and it does not get much better on this side. 700 base B and 3 base damage. Not great. Don't use it. Huh. I never actually seen this one. Sorry. So Maxitar, Exenitar, um, Chaos, and Ventus comes with a red fist and a orange shield. 300 base B and 6 base damage. Has an innate reroll and fuse on the Fire Fist. And when you do fuse, 400 base B, 9 base damage, and plus 400 B on a orange shield. You could probably use this for damage wins if you land on the +8 what's it called, +8 fusion only fire fist. There we go, those are words. You could use that for that, and you get up to 17 damage. It's pretty damn good. That's probably the only use for it. The core effect's not going to be very useful because you only get up to 1300 B with it, but I guess it's an alternative if you don't want to do damage wins. You could try for that. Honestly, not a bad Bakugan by any means. It kind of made it seem like they introduced the idea of fusing with cores. That's not true. The original Maxtor Xenatar also fused on a Helix, I believe, but I don't think he was too great. He was okay at the time, but this time they were like, you know what? Let's beef him up. Let's make him better. Gate cards, by the way. So yeah, these were better executed in my opinion. I think they make a lot more sense. Some of them are still overtuned, but a lot of them are still cool. They still have their downsides. They still have counterplay. A lot of them are pretty busted, but I think they're a lot more fun to use, and that's the main point. So it also comes with a diamond card. Evolutions are also a thing. I or Evos, sorry, not evolutions. Evolutions a year. Uh, this is costs 4 energy. Gives you it gives you 800 base B, 10 base damage, and plus 800 on Orange Shield this time. Actually, not the worst. You're able to take B power wins, but you're still able to do damage wins. Honestly, probably one of the only viable diamond cards. It gives you up to 2100 base or B power if you land on an orange shield, and you could get up to 18 base damage with the Fire Fist. Honestly, not bad at all. I might even consider using that. And I didn't really take a look at the toys, but here's this. The elementals have kind of translucent plastics, uh, translucent plastics, and has some cool printed on decals on there, which look really nice. Elementals are amazing. Diamonds are amazing. Honestly, special treatments I have no problems with. Diamonds are completely transparent. Well, not completely, but you know what I mean. They're supposed to be like diamonds, and they're cool. So You might think, well, this year didn't sound so bad. You know, there were Novas. They weren't as great as Genesis Bakugan. They brought back some fusions and some old models. So what happened with Legends? I'll tell you what happened with Legends. They took Legends and took off the ends. They just put Le, because there is no second half of this year. It is just like two waves. There's only two waves of Legends because they said, you know what? Fuck you guys. We're going to Generation 3. Leaving behind the TCG and everything you knew and loved, and that really grinds my gears. So yeah, Legends was cut short. A lot of Novas barely got one version of the mold. There weren't very many Novas, and it just there wasn't a lot to look forward to for Legends. It really, 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 really stinks. But you know, what can we really do about it? All we can do is look back and smile, because really, this uh, these few years have been great for Bakugan fans. They brought new concepts, cool toys, and honestly, I will miss it, but I'm also optimistic for Generation 3. And the TCG may be dead in Spin Master's eyes, but that doesn't mean it has to die in our eyes. So I really hope to keep this TCG community alive. If there is one out there, I would like to just give it CPR, keep the heart pumping, and just hopefully get some fun out of it still. It doesn't have to end with Spin Master forgetting about us. We can make our own stuff, we can have our own fun with this. And really, I think at the end of the day, we can all realize that I forgot to fucking talk about the Kubo epidemic. Fuck. You can't tell I'm a little on edge. I had a cup of coffee this morning, and coffee doesn't do good things to me. Uh, Kubo. Oh no, I found him. Kubo is an interesting case. Uh, he not only get out of the way, get out of the way. He not only won, or I guess lost in many people's eyes, the Jet Kuzo top 10 worst Bakugan of all time. He made the number one list. He kind of took over everyone's lives and families and stores. He terrorized the public by completely washing over shelves all across the country, all across the world, even with these dumb cosplay Kubos. If you watch the top 10 worst Bakugan list from Jet Kuzo, if not, I'll link it in the description. I'm sure if you watch that, you know exactly why this thing sucks. And it happened during the Geogan Rising and Evolutions. With that out of the way, I'm going to try very hard to not forget anything else that I wanted to say. I think we're good. But closing thoughts, Bakugan Generation 2, or the reboot as we call it, as it's known, maybe not anymore because it's getting rebooted again. Uh, it was a great few years. I had fun collecting, and I don't think I'll ever stop collecting. I think I'll still do videos on Generation 3, of course. It's just that the TCG really pulled me in. I love TCGs, and this one was very, very intriguing. One of my favorites.